drop another game. They are now 1-3. They lose 14-7 at home to the Cleveland Browns. They scored a touchdown to go up 7-0 in the first quarter and got shut out after that. Kirk Cousins was 20 of 38 today. So I ask you this. Way or no way, the Minnesota Vikings need to clean house.
So when you're referring to clean house, are you talking about quarterback, GM, head coach, etc.,
Yes.
or just like a head coach?
You got to get rid of Zimmer. You got to get rid of your GM. You've got to get rid of you've got to go ahead and trade Kirk Cousins and see what you got in anybody else other than Kirk Cousins. I mean, they went ahead and they drafted his name's going to escape me now. Kellen Mond. They went ahead and drafted Kellen Mond. Let's see what you got in the kid and go from there for the rest of the season and let somebody else take control of the team, because it's just it's embarrassing to watch them in Minnesota. They should be much better than what they are right now.
Yeah, and much like the Detroit Lions, they should be much better than they are. But like sometimes Holmes, the ball just doesn't bounce in your favor. And if you want to flashback to our Minnesota Vikings predictions, I had them going 3-14 on this season.
I had him at 5-12.
Just because I don't have any faith in Kirk Cousins whatsoever. Now, whether if Kirk Cousins' flaws comes from the head coach or from the general manager or I don't know where it comes from, but
terrible.
Primetime Kirk Cousins absolutely below average, probably not even a top 32 quarterback in the NFL. But usually a 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins, not too bad. But one thing we have to look at, Combs, Zimmer signed a 3 or 4 year extension in the off season. Kirk Cousins signed a extension as well in the off season, and they have over like $100 million tied up into this trash ass quarterback. So I'm not for sure what kind of salary cap it is, like a hit or like anything just like that, but definite way it is time to at least get a new head coach, get a new voice in there, get a new general manager, just like in there, because like you said, they do have the talent. Kirk Cousins isn't bad when he's not playing a primetime game. So if you're playing 1 o'clock games, Kirk Cousins is above 700 quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a 1 o'clock game today.
Yeah, well, sometimes you drop a game, and obviously the Browns are a really good defense. Ask your Chicago Bears that.
I agree. I think the Vikings are in the same boat as the Bears right now. I think they've got a trash play caller, they've got a bad head coach, and they need a change of scenery. And I mean, Kirk Cousins just isn't the guy. He's just not.
Is he not the guy because Zimmer is the head coach?
No, he's not the guy because he's not the guy. He's never been the guy.
He was a guy at Washington for 3 years when they kept franchise tagging him, right?
Look at that organization.
No. Do you know why they kept franchise tagging him? Because they were hoping he would take a step forward, and he never took that damn step forward. So they just kept tagging him because they needed a quarterback. But they were like, man, he is the best. Like, is kind of like the presidential election. He's the best of the worst options out there. So that's why they kept.
And then the Minnesota